You know who you're talking to right now? You're talking to a cancer-free man right now. It's almost officially been a month since I've been officially cancer-free. So it's been such a huge, like, surreal experience because I'm finally done. Also, check out the space. I have a couch, I have a lamp, which is cool. I have a rug. I'm finally getting some more furniture finally, so this will be my new like filming area. I'm gonna have my paintings up pretty soon, probably by the end of the week. I don't know what I'm gonna put up here. Finally, it's all coming together. Just been excited for all this little decor and all these different things, and I'm excited to get more plants. We're getting plants today. I think one of the biggest challenges I've been facing recently has just been being alone. Moving to a new state is terrifying, making new friends, trying to meet some people and stuff, so it's just trying to establish that sense of community. But being alone isn't something also to be scared of, just because I've been used to it for a good portion of my life, just because even when I was going through cancer, there were so many days where I was alone, and it's just, I've learned to be content with that over time, just because I realized that at the end of the day, you only got me, myself, and I that's gonna be there for you. So, which is also kind of like good and bad, because I love processing everything alone. I love being alone sometimes. I tend to bottle a lot of things in, and I never talk about everything that I'm going through, just because I'm like, oh yeah, I'll figure it out, I'll handle it. When I was going through stage 4, like, look at this. Look what I wrote. Alex with stage 4 needed some help, man, and he needed to learn how to talk to people, because I never wanted to be seen as like a burden to people. The only people that understood what I was going through was people that were going through the same thing, because whenever I would really voice how I was feeling to other people that didn't have cancer, they would treat me so differently. So I never wanted to be seen as like a less of a person, or to be seen as, I don't want to say weak, but I guess that's what I was avoiding. Back then, it was so hard for me to express how I, because even my doctors back then, my parents, would push me to try and go to like these, the cancer talks, where it would be like this group therapy session of people that are going through cancer, and everyone would kind of share their experiences of everyone, how they're going through the same thing. And I never wanted to go to those because I felt like it was going to be too sad of how we were going to talk about how we have the same cancer and stuff. But now, looking back at it, man, I wish that I did go to that, because there are so many people that I could have met and shared my experience with cancer and stuff, because that's what I do now. Like, I love talking about what I used to have, but I think in the moment it was just a little bit harder for me. So now I talk about cancer all the time, just because it helps me process my emotions. But this year I'm actually finally pushing myself to finally start doing therapy, just because there is still a lot of unprocessed emotions when it comes to dying twice and having cancer. I feel like talking to a therapist was always this scary thing, especially with everything that I was going through. So to have someone that understands and can help me process that, it's such an amazing outlet to have, which actually brings us to our sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp makes starting therapy so much easier and less intimidating for a lot of people. They offer phone calls, video calls, or even messaging, whichever version of therapy is the most comfortable for you. I've personally been doing the video calls just because it helps me establish that sort of connection with my therapist. You can schedule therapy sessions at any time, whichever is convenient for you. And they even match you with a therapist based on your individualized needs. If you feel like your therapist isn't a great fit, you can switch that with a click of a button with no additional cost. So feel free to click the link in the description. Clicking that link not only helps support this channel, but also gives you an additional 10% off your first month at BetterHelp, so you can connect with the therapist and see if it helps you. I tried being a therapist for myself and it didn't really work out. The one thing that I love doing alone is getting a bunch of plants. I gotta show you my collection first. This is my little collection. This lighting is probably terrible, I'm so sorry. But this is the plant that I took from home. I have yet to hang it. I'm too terrified to drill into the wall, so I think I'm gonna pay someone to do it, because I don't know how to do it. But this thing is almost 6 feet tall. It's taller than I am. I mean, I am 6 foot, not 5'10". But the area that I want to add more plants to is my actual bedroom. This is my room. There's just a mattress on the floor right now. I have a very similar situation when it comes to the window, just because I want to add essentially a bunch of plants on this shelving unit here, and in between that part. I want to hang another pot though. It's basically from here down. And I love living in a jungle. I just love green. I don't know why. I just want all the plants in the world. So today we're buying plants. Whenever I go plant shopping, there's always too many options that I want. And Ecovibe in Alberta and Portland has way too many options. 3 of them. They're all in their own little different pot. So many different options when it comes to plants. Plants for me are honestly just like my, oh my God, this thing's in the way. Like my little escape. I just love having this little collection of all these plants in my room. So I got 3 of them today. Last time I bought a plant was when I was sad. And now I bought a plant just because I wanted more and I was happy. And so I'm excited to just get more. Normally I'll buy them at Ecovibe. Home Depot has some good stuff. Even Costco has some good plants. I don't know what other plant stores are in like the Portland area. I'm still super excited to like explore Portland, just because there's so many cool spots here. And I think that's one of the most exciting things about moving out and experiencing all these things for the first time is, yes, I'm doing them alone, but it's like, oh, I'm doing them alone. I don't know, like I get excited because it's this whole new world that I can experience for the first time, you know? I mean, back to the apartment. I want to show you guys my little plant setup now. So now I have this whole jungle. I love the red on that one. I don't remember the name of that one. I've had that one before. I still need to hang this one. and then I'll probably put a little bit more on this shelving unit here. But plants for me has always just been this huge hobby of mine. I love making my room a jungle. Even my old room that I had back with my parents had a bunch of plants, and I thought that was a lot, but this is a lot more, and I can't wait to get even more plants because I'm not done. I'm gonna get a lot more. It's always been a huge sort of hobby of mine that I found ever since everything, I guess, and even being alone, finding that hobby and just finding that sense of self, I guess, of what you want to do and your purpose kind of thing has been a huge sort of question for me on my end, because I can finally experience a life after cancer. It gets me kind of emotional because I say this all the time, but I never thought I'd make it this far. Learning to be content with being alone and learning more about myself, processing my emotions, what I want to do in life, and just moving forward from the things that I went through, learning how to process all that because I've avoided it for so long. I think if anyone out there feels the same way, being scared of being alone, finding their purpose, I think it just takes time. And I think I've learned to accept the fact that yes, I am alone, but that doesn't mean that I'm lonely. I find all these different things and the peace in all these different things of experiencing them for the first time, or, going into the unknown. And it's exciting, but it's scary, and it's being comfortable in the uncomfortable, and just like appreciate the tiniest things, as I think is the easiest way to say it. Also, I totally forgot to mention, I wanted to start like this Discord server of like people that are going through cancer, because I never got to experience my little cancer group thing that I wanted to experience back then. So I think it'd be super cool if I started a server where it has cancer survivors or people going through cancer, so we can all sort of share our experience. I don't want it strictly just to be people that are going through cancer, because I know everyone's going through something that they need advice on. So I think that'd be super cool to have. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but I'll keep you updated because I think that'd be super awesome. But it's a beautiful day to be alive. Here's to living.